There's a lot of possibilities on the next chapter, just because we're getting through the, I would assume, Lilith and Nama fight. Like, Lilith is, clearly the only one in control now. So just bop this big ice ball back up into directly into the sky. I'm kind of hoping we see it explode at the beginning of the next chapter. We can just get something like that, just a cool overhead explosion, see like how powerful this thing actually was. Maybe it will decide to become so cold as it explodes, maybe it affects the clouds and it causes it just to have like a heavy blizzard, which I think would be really just thematically really cool if all of a sudden, like, a massive blizzard just overtook the Spade Kingdom and they're all fighting these devils and stuff in the heavy downpour of snow. I think that would be really cool. But if Lilith and Nama are both defeated, the question is, okay, where was Asta and all of them going to go? Because, we still have the Dark Triad, we still have Morris. Morris being, in my opinion, the biggest thing. Well, not even my opinion. In reality, Morris is the biggest thing. Morris is absolutely the most dangerous thing right now. And even with Lilith and Nama up, I still say that the biggest, important thing to go after is Morris. Because with Lilith and Nama, say you let them loose and they just went around killing and being crazy. That's always an unfortunate thing that can happen with, bad guys doing anything. But the thing about Morris that makes Morris so much more of a target is they can fight Lilith and Nama. But it's not really going to matter a whole lot if Morris just keeps opening gates and keeps letting devils out faster than what they can do it. Say, they're able to take out Morris and then get returned to the regular speed at which they need to open the gates. They'd have the Clover and the Clover allies have so much more time to rest, repair, prep themselves up between each gate and, all around better, strategy and, downtime at fighting the Spade Kingdom. Whereas with Morris, we don't know how fast Morris, being part of it accelerates it, because they started and then, within, a couple chapters, bam, gate open. First gate's open. Maybe each gate is harder to open with Morris or something, but either way, it doesn't really matter. Even if he's able to make the gates open twice as fast, maybe, the first gate is super easy, but the rest, require a lot more time. And instead of, the maximum time, it's cut down to, even half the time, or even 60% of the time, 75% of the time, a massive acceleration like that is still the biggest problem for them. And also, on top of that, Morris getting out of there with, Heart Queen Wisdom, getting out of there with who knows what, with all his experiments and body modification stuff, who knows, if he picked up anything from just being around the Dark Triad and Devils and whatnot. Morris is the biggest factor, and I think that in the next chapter, really, we'll probably see, start seeing more and more back into the Dark Triad fights, but I'm really hoping that as soon as Asta defeats Lilith, or Lilith runs away, because in the next chapter, I think we'll go towards one of, two pathways of either Lilith, more of a fight with Lilith, or another gate, starting to move towards that, because Lilith can either get defeated by Asta in the next chapter. I don't have a lot of high hopes for these first two devils. I've said before, I think they're just measuring sticks. They've really just been played out to that so far. Unless Lilith escapes and becomes a bigger villain later, then I don't really see a whole lot for her. Because one of the things about these two devils is they don't fight intelligently. They're perfect. They're perfect chopping blocks for Asta, who just has to time his anti-magic stuff and is able to get in, because they don't take the caution of anti-magic that seriously. Clearly, we don't know if Lilith will change her tune in the next chapter, but we'll see. That's, again, something part of a prediction. You don't know it. It could seem likely, but at the same time, it could be likely that Lilith just stays, completely reckless and doesn't take Asta as dangerously as she should be. But finishing off Lilith, unless Asta pops out of his Devil Union, and then it's a bunch of the Black Bulls and everybody against Lilith. Other than something along those lines, I don't really see the Lilith plotline continuing, or we can get into, again, another gate opening up, getting another devil out, and maybe you can just have a lot of the big captains that aren't involved in fights. We got Fuego Leon, we got Nozel, we got Dorothy, we've got all the people arriving from the Heart Kingdom, which includes freaking Patri and I would assume Raya nearby, which Patri and Raya are massive components in there. I would say even more so than having most of the captains there. Other than probably Dorothy, Nozel and Fuego are both really impressive, but the amount of general value, I think Patri brings to the team of just having, being a, having a 5th Leaf Grimoire, having a, unless he just went and got a new Grimoire. Either way, like, still having the Demon Light, I would assume, what exactly the whole setup with him is going to be, still is very valuable at fighting the Devils, especially if he's as powerful and fast as he is. And then Raya is just in all situations being able to copy all these other people's abilities and whatnot. He's going to be very valuable, regardless of what's going on. We don't even know about the ultimate magic and stuff. Like, they could easily pop up. Raya could pop up with ultimate magic, and his thing could be like, I can use every single one of my spells at the same time in one go or something, or whatever Raya could do. Patri can do. Like, there's a lot of potential that's going on, obviously, with them, but at the end of the day, what I'm really hoping for is right when they see, like, oh, Lilith stuff is defeated, now we just gotta go for the Dark Triad, and you think, oh, it's gonna be easy with all these new characters coming in, Asta there, knocked free, they gotta just go after the Dark Triad, and Morris, another gate shows up. Because at the end of the day, like I said, Morris being up is way more of a danger than any of the Dark Triad. We don't know, like, how well Morris can fight in comparison, but that's irrelevant because Morris's danger is in the Quflop tree. More gates get open, more dangerous devils come out. We don't know if the devil's already out will get stronger if another gate opens, or what exactly is going to happen with that, or just if more devils will come out. Obviously, second gate fodder devils should still be stronger than first gate fodder devils. But after that point, whichever high-level devil comes out, because I do personally think Tabata took it a lot easier with Lilith and Nama, giving them basic elements. They have their hacks, but at the same time, having mostly irregular elements and not fighting intelligently is the biggest easy up for Asta to do against Magic. Whereas, like, if we get another devil who's smart and tactical like Zagrid, then we have more of a show. Because at the end of the day, Zagrid's biggest thing was he was a very smart fighter. He was hard to deal with, and he was just all around tricky. Whereas, like, Lilith and Nama just rushed into Asta, and he just, chopped him up like a sandwich. But anyway, other than that, though, comment below. Tell me your thoughts are about what's going on in this next chapter. Again, it can go a lot of directions. My hopes are that we can get another gate open, and people really say, like, we need Noctis to outright say, like, we need to take care of Morris. Noct needs to bring that attention to everybody. We need to have somehow him tell everybody, go after Morris, communicate with everybody around there, and get that piece moving. Because, again, that is the most risky person to keep up. Like, the Dark Triad, send somebody to go help them so they don't murder whichever members of the Clover they're fighting against, but send literally the most capable people after Raya, after Morris, or at least tell the first people to go after Morris before saying anything about the Dark Triad. Because again, at the end of the day, if the captains that are against the Dark Triad, if they die, it'd be really, like, in the mindset of being in their world, if they die, it's unfortunate, but at the end of the day, that's what they signed up being the Magic Knights for. That's their job. And they're doing everything to help prevent the end of the world. So if they die in the process, but they prevent the end of the world, then they're successful. Their sacrifices were not in vain. Whereas, like, if they decide to do anything else other than go after Morris and more gates just start popping open, then they're screwed. They need to go after Morris. Like, super right stat now and get to it. But anyway, other than that, comment below, thumbs the video, prefer the like button, subscribe button, check out my other videos. But other than that, I appreciate everybody who's already subscribed. Thank you all for listening. Bye.